Hello, my name is Craig Mason from MIPIM. This is a new series called Property Influencers, where we talk to some of the top people in the real estate and property market. So I'd like to welcome Robert Greenwood. He is an architect and director of Snohetta,
Very good.
Norwegian-based architectural firm. So welcome to MIPIM.
Thank you very much.
You know, if we had to rethink the industry and we had to rethink how properties are developed and how cities, integrate property development, where do you think we should be starting?
I really don't know where we should be starting. What I think is very good is the word rethink. I think rethink is certainly a word that we architects use an awful lot. We rethink every project we start with every new project. Every project is unique. And I think maybe if you take that attitude, that each project you do is totally unique. It needs to be rethought. You don't know all the lessons from before. You have to find them out again. You have to find out about this community, this developer, this site, this project. It's all different. It's never the same. So if rethink is a theme, that's fine. I think you're on a good track. I think now you can't just put up a building as an object that people can look at and can't touch. People want to touch. People want to take part. People want to be interactive with their environment the same way as they're interactive with all the other media that we're now enveloped in. Architecture is not immune to that. If we're going to have an architecture that's relevant in the next 20 years, it's got to be interactive. You've got to be able to take part in it as a member of the public, passerby, a user, whatever it is.
Just if you can talk a little bit about the process that you go through when you approach a project, and is there anything specific that you do to try and foster this innovative style of thinking?
Yeah, I think architecture is very much misunderstood. People think that architects go away to their ivory towers and come back with the sketch that is the fantastic building. That, of course, is not the way it happens. Architecture is about people. It's about involving people, lots of people, not just in my office, people we collaborate with, our clients, of course, developers, contractors, and then the users. Huge amount of people. To get a result that can move things forward, you have to have a dialogue. So architecture doesn't come out of a vacuum. It needs a dialogue. So if you're going to create a really good piece of architecture, you should find a process that creates a really good dialogue. That's what it's all about. Because one idea moves on to the next one, and moves on to the next one. It snowballs. So if everything's right, your building just designs itself because the ideas are just feeding off each other. But that needs a process, that needs a dialogue. So what we do at the start of every project is to design the design process. And every project is different, as you said, with a rethink. I can't come from one project and think that the same process is going to work in the next one. And that process is all about creating a dialogue. Biggest and most important dialogue is between the client and the architect himself. All the time, and it's often a client, it's often a user, or whoever it might be, who comes up with an idea that you haven't thought of in the same context. And that just kicks off a whole new thought process. Happens every time.
If you were to reimagine the way cities are developed, what are the key themes that you think you would like to see emerge, and what are the key themes do you think will emerge?
I think it's really important with diversity and complexity. Our cities are not simple organisms, they're very complicated. Lots of people, lots of uses, changing uses. We have to take that on board in the projects we have. We can't just have housing projects, office projects. Things get mixed up. It's a very much more of a mixed up future than it is at the moment. So I think this multicultural, multi-dimensional future is certainly the way it's going to go.
People are increasingly moving into urban areas, increasingly want to live in urban areas and in cities. And, the cultures in cities are becoming increasingly more diverse, more mixed. How does that impact the way that architects should be approaching building residential areas, building public spaces, building office spaces?
Cities, I think, have always been melting pots of humanity and culture, and increasingly so, as you say. That's good. That's excellent. We can't just do one thing anymore. We have to open up to all sorts of new cultures and dimensions. That's only going to make architecture more interactive than it has been in the past. So the future of architecture really has to be interactive with its users, with the public. You have to be able to own the building, own the project. And the sense of ownership, I think, is very, very important. It's certainly what people have lacked, I think, in the past, in the modern city, where they've become de-alienated or alienated, and now they need to be de-alienated. They need to feel that they own the city, that they own the project, the buildings.
Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate that, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your time here at MIPIM.
Thank you very much.